Guys, it's Maymay, and today I am calling all paper crafters. So our friends at Cards for Kids needs bookmarks. They always need cards, so if you have never done cards for this organization, I encourage you to look into that as well. But right now, they need 3,000 bookmarks. You heard me right, and we can do it. I know that my viewers will jump in on this challenge and will help make this happen. Now, there are no set dimensions for your bookmarks, so you can have fun with that. However, there are a couple things. Number one, they want you to use cardstock or laminate your bookmarks. That's one thing they're asking. Today, I'm going to be using cardstock. The other thing is they're asking for no religious or holiday-specific bookmarks. The reason for this is they have no control over who's going to be receiving these bookmarks at what specific times in their lives. So they just want bookmarks that they can hand out that everyone can enjoy. Okay. Now, if you would like more information, and you do need to go read their website to make sure of things that may not be allowed to be used, I'm going to put a link in the description. So before you get started, please go check out all their rules. And secondly, when you get your bookmarks made, don't mail them to me, mail them directly to Cards for Kids. That'll cut out the middleman, get the bookmarks to them quicker, and they can get them out to the folks that need them. Okay, today I'm going to show you 3 ways to make some bookmarks. So the first bookmark I'm going to show you is how to get 6 bookmarks from one 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Because again, they need a lot of bookmarks. So let me show you how to make a bunch at one time. So the first thing you're going to need to do is cut 1/4 inch off of the long side of your 8.5 by 11. If we don't do this, we have to work in 8ths, and I don't want to work in 1/8 of inches. Y'all know that, right? I don't throw these away. I save these. You can use them for something in the future. Now what you're going to do is on the long side again is cut away a 2 3/4 inch strip. Okay, so there's our first strip. It's not our bookmark. This will be 2 actually. Then we're going to take this piece we have left and turn it to its side. Now I want you to cut it at 2 3/4 all the way down over and over and over. Okay, so there's one, and here's another, and then another. So you'll get 4 from the top at 2 3/4. These will all be the same size. Now I'm going to open my trimmer out, and I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to cut him down at 5 1/2. Okay, I'll write all of this up in the blog post for you so you can get these numbers, but that's how I'm going to get 6 from one piece of cardstock. I've already cut one, so there's 12 bases for me to use. And now let's cover them with some beautiful paper. So I'm digging into the Maymay homemade paper pack. This is the most beautiful paper, especially if you're looking for something kind of feminine. And I'm going to do that today. Now, I would encourage you, if you can do some masculine bookmarks, that'd be great too, because I know there'll be gentlemen that'll be getting these, because these bookmarks will be going to senior citizens. And I think they would really enjoy that too. Today I'm doing feminine, and we'll see where it leads us. All right, so we need to cut these down, okay, to fit on our little pieces here. So that means I want to cut my pieces here 2 1/2 by 5 1/4, and that'll give me that regular mat like we use on a card. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 5 1/4 cut first. So 5 1/4 here, and then I'm going to do it one more time. Now, I don't know how many I'm going to get out of here. I haven't pre-cut this, so you'll watch right along with me and see. Now I want to do 2 1/2 as many times as I can. And here's what I love. This is kind of like mystery bookmarks. Look how beautiful when you can take pages like this that are gorgeous all on their own. Just look how stunning these are. I just love them. So 2 1/2 as many times as I can. All right, this guy I won't be able to use this time, but I might can use him on a different project. So I'm going to put him aside, and I'm going to keep going. Okay, I got 8 out of that, so I'm going to do another sheet. So at this point, I've used 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11, and now 2 pieces of 12 by 12. So I'm going to do the same thing here, 5 1/4 by 2 1/2, as many times as I can do it. Okay. So after doing a little bit of math, because like I told you, I have not made these before, we're making them together, okay? Here's what I've discovered. So I have my 12 bookmark bases, and out of those 2 pieces of 12 by 12, I ended up with 16 fronts and backs, okay? So I need 8 more fronts and backs so I can get these done. So I'm going to cut down another piece of 12 by 12. So I'm at 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11, and I'm at 3 pieces of 12 by 12. So again, the same cut, 5 1/4 by 2 1/2, as many times as I can. I'll make sure to put all of that in the blog post, like, you know, 3 pieces of 12 by 12, 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 will make this many bookmarks. I want to encourage you too, even if you only have time to make 10 or 15 or 20 bookmarks, whatever you can make, if you can only do one style that I'm showing you, anything can help. Like I said, they need 3,000 bookmarks to get out to senior citizens, so any little bit will help with the project. Okay, so what I've got laying here are 12 pieces, okay? These are gonna be backs of my bookmark. So make sure, this is why, because I'm making 12 bookmarks, right? So this is my 12 backs. Now I'm gonna lay some fronts. So this will be a front, this will be a front, this one, and I'm just gonna run through and do this, and then I'll know that I have all of my pieces laid out like I need them, so I don't end up using one for something I'm not supposed to, if that makes sense. Because I wanted a specific look on the back versus a specific look on the front, okay? So those are gonna be my 12 bookmarks. Now I need to do a little more treating to them. Now these are my bases again, and I'm gonna use my stub and scallop punch, which I can hardly ever say when I try to say it. And at the top of my bookmarks, I'm gonna do the scallop punch on either corner. I think this will be pretty for a bookmark. Isn't that so cute? A good way to end or to start your bookmark there at the top. So I'm gonna run through the 12 bases and I'm gonna punch them. This guy's loud today, maybe it's just me. I'm gonna punch those on the 2 top corners, not doing the bottom. I'm gonna leave the bottom square, and this will give our bookmarks a little shape. So that is then the shape of my bookmark. Now you guessed it, because I did that, I want to make sure I do my bases and my my backs and my fronts the same way. So I'm going to pick them up and paying attention to the pattern, because I'm bad about that, paying attention to the pattern. I think I want this to be the top of this one. I'm not sure. The roses go in 2 different directions. Let's go this way. I don't know. Let's go this way. That's a tough one, y'all. That's a tough call. Find the top of your bookmark, and I'm going to punch them at the same time. My white cardstock was a little thick to punch multiples, but this is not. So now this will be the front and the back of a bookmark. So it will go with a base, just like that. And here's what will happen. It'll layer in there because of the way we're punching it at this point. See how pretty that'll be? Love that. All right, so there's one ready to go. So here's another one. I feel like these roses should go this way, and I'm checking my back. So that means I want to punch the top, just like so. Can you see how we could really make a lot of bookmarks in a short period of time with very little supplies? It's going to be real good, y'all. All right, so I want this writing to go up, go in the right direction, and I'm going to scallop punch it here. Now remember, you could use the the stub punch too. You can make them look like tickets. That would be pretty too. All right, I'm going to run through, make sure my pages are all in the right orientation, make sure I'm punching the tops, and then we'll start assembly. So now it's time to start our assembly. This piece is the back. Ooh, that's pretty too. You could pick either side. I kind of like that. I don't know. I'm going to go with what I planned the first time, is the text on the other side. So I'm just going to glue these together. So just using some art glitter glue, I'm going to push these together like so, and just kind of line up my little top piece and my bottom piece like that. And then I'm going to flip this over and put my front on. I think these will be really pretty. And remember, one of the requirements was either to use cardstock or to laminate your bookmarks. Now you could do both. If you want to laminate them and use cardstock, that's fine. But I think by gluing these 3 pieces together, I'm going to make a really sturdy bookmark, especially considering, you know, how it's going to live in the book. So there's one completely put together. We're going to add a sentiment and we're going to add some ribbon, so we'll come back to that. So now I'm going to run through and glue all these guys together. It just doesn't matter where you look at Maymay, it's gorgeous. That's why I love, you can do like the mystery card. If you've never seen me do the mystery card video, which I did a few weeks ago, where you just cut the Maymay paper and get what you get. It's absolutely gorgeous to do that. All sides of Maymay are beautiful. So at this point, I'm just going through and gluing my fronts and my backs together of all of my bookmarks. And while I'm doing that, I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. Number 1, cards for kids. They don't need just bookmarks. This is a bookmark call out they're doing for senior citizens, but they also need cards. But here's what I want to encourage you. I know that we don't like to stop and read anymore. Here we are making bookmarks. It's very hard to stop and read rules and things that are required. We just want to get to making. But here's what I want to encourage you. Be sure to go to their website and read what is allowed and what is not when you're making a project for them. And this is why it's important. They have a beautiful Instagram page, which I encourage you to go and follow, because that's actually how I learned about this card call, was by following them on Instagram. So be sure to do that. You can also follow them on Facebook. But one of the things that makes me so sad is sometimes, just to remind people that it's important to see what is allowed and what is not, the founders of Cards for Kids will post some cards that will get sent to them that can't be used. And it's so sad, because if you just take a few minutes and read what can be used, those cards won't be wasted. But when they get cards that just don't fit what they're looking for, and it says things that they don't allow, then they can't use them, and it's very sad. So just read. That's all you got to do. Read those the rules and things. And also something cool, if you really want to get involved with this organization as a card maker, and I hope that you will, they do monthly Zoom calls. So if you have questions, or if you want to learn more about their organization, you can get in on those Zoom calls and ask questions, learn what they're up to, what they're doing, and see the best way for you to get involved. I would love it if you guys would be willing to do that, because it's a beautiful organization, and they're sharing smiles with children and senior citizens now with these bookmarks all over the place. So it's an exciting opportunity for folks like me that like to make cards and don't always have enough people to give them to, right? So look at that. 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11, 3 pieces of 12 by 12, and we are well on our way to making 12 beautiful bookmarks, super quick and easy. All right, let's put a sentiment on them. So I went through my stamps, and there are lots of sentiments I can use, but this set, which is an oldie but a goodie, it's called Define Emotions. I love how pretty these look when they're stamped. So today I'm going to use these: love, happy, dream, hope, and joy. I think those will be really pretty on the bookmarks. So let me show you how I'm going to place them. So you guys know I tell y'all all the time, when you have little offcuts, especially white, put it into your scrap bin, because you'll be able to use it later. These pieces I'm using now, I dug out of the scrap bin, and they're going to be perfect for what I need, because I only need 12 pieces that are 2.5 by 1 inch for my sentiments. So without cutting into a brand new fresh piece of cardstock, I'm going to cut into these first and see if I can get them from my scrap bin. And then I don't have to cut a whole sheet of cardstock up for just 12 little strips, right? All right, so let's see if we can get 12 from bin. So using my Versamark Onyx Black, I have loaded all my little stamps up on a block, and I'm going to run through and stamp these little guys down. So this one's going to say happy. I think I'm going to do 3 that say happy. That's so cool. I love this stamp. Let's keep going. Then I'm going to do 2 that say joy, then 2 that say hope, 2 that say love. Then I'm going to finish them out with dream. So I have 3 to say dream. Now all my sentiment pieces are going to run at the bottom third of my bookmark, and I'm not using foam. A lot of times you might think we could put them on dimension, and you could, but I'm not going to do that for this, because I want them to lay pretty flat in the book. So I've already got them pretty built up with all the cardstock I'm using. Look how pretty that is. I love that. So I'm going to run through and glue all of those little sentiment strips down to the bottom third. Okay, now to top off my bookmarks, literally, I'm going to be adding some ribbon. So I'm going to go to the top here, and I think what I want to do, you know how your Crop-A-Dile can, you can set a measurement here? I think I'm going to set it to 1/2 inch, and I'm going to use the 3/16 hole. So the larger hole of my Crop-A-Dile, and that way I'm just going to eyeball the center, but I'll know I'm going 1/2 inch on all of them down. So just like that, because I'm going to put a little ribbon at the top. Then for my ribbon, I just have some ribbon that has little frilly edges on the end. Some that's in my stash. I'm going to measure out a piece that's about 8 inches. Let me see what that looks like. Now I just took some ribbon from my stash and cut for myself 12 8-inch pieces, and this is going to be what I put in the top of my bookmarks. And to make life easy, I'm going to use my bead threader. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip knot these. I think that'll be cool. So I'm going to fold my ribbon in half, and then putting the loop through my bead threader, I'm going to pull that through like so. And the reason I'm going to do the slip knot, I just think it's pretty to have that. So I'm just going to take my loose ends through the loop I stuck through the hole and pull. Don't over pull, because you don't want to pull them out. But you see how pretty that is to have the little slip knot? Now, if you're not sure that will stay, something you can do, and I encourage this, okay, is lift it out a little bit, put a little glue under there, and then pull that snug again and hold it until the glue sort of catches it, and then that glue will dry and hold your slip knot in place. So you just put the glue right under the little piece that flaps over, and then, of course, you treat the tops with whatever snip you want. If you want an angled snip or a dovetail snip, whatever you want. And I am also going to fray check these because the ribbon I'm using is very, very, very ravelly, if that's a word. So I'm going to use my fray check, which I love. You could use your glue, just your clear glue that dries matte, and just put a little bead along the edge of your ribbon. Or if you have the kind of ribbon, you could use a lighter to just kind of singe it. But y'all know me, I don't do flames, so that's not the one for me. So I just like to use my little fray check, and that is a finished bookmark. Now I'm going to go through and finish the other 11. Now for another super fun and easy bookmark. How about this? If you have a stamp in your stash that's large, we just got these in, and I'm loving this stamp. And I thought this would be so cute. If you took this guy and stamped it onto some double-sided paper. Let's see how many I can get out of one sheet of 6x6. I think at least maybe 3. I think so. So there's one. And then let's keep going. I just thought this would be cute as a bookmark, you know, as a shaped bookmark. But think about this. Maybe you have some shaped dies. Maybe you have something you could turn into a bookmark that's, you know, in your die collection. That would be cute too. Maybe even like the truck die that we have, you might could use it and make like a truck bookmark. Wouldn't that be cute? I think shaped bookmarks are really, really cute. Bookmarks don't have to just be rectangles, you know? We can play around and make them all different kinds of things. Let's see if I can get a third one here. Surely I can, just like so. And then I'm going to cut each of these out and turn them into a cute little bookmark. By the way, I'm just bubble cutting these, so I'm not worried about being super, super precision. So I'm just going to run around. Imagine this. This is 3 from a 6x6 piece of paper. So say you sit down and do all your stamping, and then you turn on a movie, turn on some Christmas music, because we're close enough. I'm giving you permission. Turn on some Christmas music, or turn on your favorite television show or podcast or Bible devotion that you listen to, and just cut and see how many you can get done. And I think that would be a super sweet way to make some bookmarks for some folks. Okay, so now I'm going to zhuzh these up a little bit. I've gone to the stamp set and I've gotten the little spills, the little liquid spills, and I'm going to use those. And I'm going to use some memento here. Probably should have used memento before if I was going to be coloring, but this will be fine. I'm just going to do my little drips with the memento. So I'm going to put one here and then here. And it doesn't matter if they match. Remember, they won't be going to the same people, so they can be exact matches if they need to be. And here. So I have a little spill come out of the cup. And then I'm going to use the small one and put it at the top, like so, and maybe down here. That'll be cute. I love this. I love this. Now, to really step it up a little bit, add a little cuteness, I'm going to take some brown and just color those little drips. And I'm also going to color in the teacups. Okay, mistakes were made. I did not mean to do this. I thought I had a lighter color. I didn't. I had a dark color. And because of that, it kind of bled through the back. Not really bad, but just a little bit. So to keep that from happening to you, make sure you use a light color marker. Or how about a color pencil? I thought about that too. If you didn't have a marker light enough, you could totally get into your color pencil stash and color this in, and it'll look super cute. I thought there was a color I had used the other day that was kind of a light tea color, and that one would not probably have bled through as bad. And this one only did, that marker only did a little bit, but I should have thought about it. Now, that's not the end of the world either if I want to, you know, glue these onto another piece of paper and then cut out the edges again. But I really didn't want to do that. I wanted them to have that double-sided paper. So mistakes were made. It's all right. That happens. You're going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. No big deal. Okay, so they look just as cute. The other thing I wanted to do is I have a stamp set in my stash that has a cute little sentiment I think will work well with this. So it's from this set here that's called Inside Scoop. I like this, you really stack up. I think that's a cute sentiment. And look, you can dig through your sentiments and find the cutest things. You know that you have all kinds of stuff in your stamps. But you could also use your printer if you wanted to, and you'll see that in my next one. But check this out. I'm going to take this one that says you really stack up, and right here, I'm going to stamp that just like so. Isn't that cute? You really stack up. So cute. Okay, so same thing. I poked a little hole in the top, and now I'm just going to feed some ribbon through. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the little slip knot, So I'm just folding that in half and feeding it through my bead threader. I'm gonna pull that loop through. You have to be careful with your cardstock. And then my open end is I'm gonna pull through my 2 loose ends through there. Don't pull too tight. You don't wanna pull it out of the cardstock. Look how cute that is. That's adorable. Okay, so let's do some more. So I've made my loop. Gonna feed my bead threader through. Just like so, grab my loop. Let me show you what you don't want to do. Let me get this guy in here. It slipped on me. Okay, what you don't want to do is like pull this halfway in and try to pull all that ribbon through. What you want to do is just pull the end through so you don't have to pull too much or put too much pressure on. There we go. Just get the loop through is all you need to do. Then you can grab those loose ends and pull them through. I will come back and put a little glue on my ribbon so it doesn't come loose. But isn't that cute? I like that. I think if I was a reader, I would like that, especially if I'm a reader who likes to read and drink a cup of coffee. This is a cute idea. Same thing here. I'm going to treat the ends of my ribbon with a little bit of fray check just so that they don't run wild on us. But that's it. That's number 2. And now I'm going to show you my 3rd idea for bookmarks, which will probably end up being my favorite because it'll be the easiest because y'all know me. I like to let the paper do the work. So you'll see that one next. Okay, so my last one, which is probably going to be my favorite. This is my door book from Maymay, but my cover is off. It's the book that has all the doors in it. I think these would make great bookmarks. I just was thinking, how cool are they? They're already cut, and they could be kind of masculine, right? So I had Sylvia make for us this printable, which I'm going to put free in the description below. If you want to do your book your door book, if you have one of these, it'd be really cool to make some, and you can cut these out and put them on the back. So this is a free printable. It'll be linked in the blog post that we put below, but let me show you what I'm going to do. And I think this is going to be really easy. I'm going to make 12 out of here because this will print 12, so I can use all of these. So I think that'll work. All right, so I'm going to pull off. I'm going to look through here real quick and see. I know for sure I'll show you. So just going into my door book and picking out a page, this red door, I think, will make the prettiest bookmark. I mean, I would like that. I think that would be a pretty bookmark, and be neat to look at when you open your book and see this vintage door. I think this would be so cool. So I'm going to trim off everything and just have the door as my bookmark. And here's what's cool. The Maymay paper has this pretty back already for you. Isn't that cool? I love to let the paper do the work. And they need a lot of bookmarks. I missed a little bit of the white on there, so I'm going to trim that off. They need a lot of bookmarks. So this is a cool way to make some cute, useful bookmarks. So I got one from that page. I'm going to get another one here. Now, I want to encourage you one more thing. When you're getting ready to make your bookmarks, before you do, or if you're going to make cards, I want you to go to their website and read their frequently asked questions, okay? There is a wealth of information there, including where to mail them to. And one of the things that was said to me by the founder, which I think is really interesting, is what they want you to do is think about your niece or nephew or someone in your family and something you'd want to say to them to encourage them in whatever battle they're going through. So not something like, get well soon, or you've got this, or something like that, but just something that seems light and cheery and, and something just to lift up someone's spirits, okay? Be sure to read, though, guys. Read what they say, because I don't want you to send anything in that can't be used. Now, when I asked, they did not give us a dimension. They did not have any prerequisites on dimension for the bookmarks. So somebody might have a big book. Do you think this will work? I'm going to see. I'm going to cut it out and see how big it gets. If it's too big for a bookmark, I won't use it. But look how quick and easy we can put these together. I think that's kind of cool. I like it. I like this one, too. All right, so I'm going to cut out 12 doors, and we'll put them together. So most of the doors I cut out are all rectangles, and they're right there. But some of them, I need to do a little trimming on. And I'm going to use my Big O scissors to kind of make this go a little faster. So I'm just going to trim right around the top edge of this. I think this will be cool to have some shaped bookmarks as well. So real quick, now that I've got everything cut out, I'm going to run through and poke the holes. And since each door is a little different, I'm just going to evaluate the hole as I go. Just kind of each door one at a time. I'm using my smaller one here, and I'm trying to make sure I'm going down at least 1/2 inch so that it doesn't, the ribbon doesn't pull out. And like I showed you before, you can set the 1/2 inch on your crocodile so you don't go too far. This one's difficult. I can never tell. I think the lock would be the top, so we'll go this way. Cool beans. We're getting a lot of these done. I love to let the paper do the work. Y'all know that. This is going to be super cute. So I got all my holes punched. Now I'm just going to run through and cut these guys out. Now what I'm going to do with my little signs here that say reading unlocks the door to our imagination is I'm going to run through the back and glue these on. I think this will be so cute and a cute way to have a precious little bookmark. I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to put it kind of low. I think that'll be neat. I may reevaluate on every door, but on this one, I'm going to put it kind of low. Let's look at another one. So this big old door, I love this one. Let's find one here. I think this one might look good at the top because it's such a big door. But I'm just going to run through and evaluate them individually and add these on. So there we go, my completed bookmarks. I was able to push out a lot of bookmarks, like 27, I think 27 total. Could have done plenty more in no time. These are my door ones. Aren't they cute? And they all have that on the back. I love how those turned out. Then, of course, these are the ones I showed you using minimal paper. And then these are using some of your fun shaped stamps. Super cute, guys. So now the call out is to you. Cards for Kids needs 3,000 of these. So if you could make any and send them in, and they need them yesterday. So if you could send them in within the next couple of days, it would be so appreciated. Now you don't have to. You can list that you're part of the Maymay group that's doing this if you want to do that, because they will track how many come in if you want. So if you do, that's great. If you don't even worry about that. I just want them to get bookmarks and get them out to where they need to go. If you have some cards you'd like to send in, go ahead and include them in your package. They can always use cards as long as they fit all their guidelines. Thank y'all so much for watching today, and I cannot wait to see your bookmarks as they start showing up at Cards for Kids. Thanks for being such wonderful people and using your time and your talents and your money to bring a smile to somebody else's face. Have a great one, guys. Till next time, bye-bye.